Are good. I don't have my IT guy today, so it's I'm flying solo. So hopefully everything is working okay. Um, there we go. Okay. It has been a while since we have done our power lunches. This month has been a crazy, crazy whirlwind. So if you are tuning in to our power lunch today and this is your first time, this is not how they normally are. I normally have Jeff with me, and we'll have a topic that we talk about that will be announced before the power lunch. Today, you get me. It's going to be a little bit shorter, mostly just to kind of get things going again, get us back into doing the power lunches. And I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of where we have been the last month and why we kind of disappeared. So, if you are listening and you're new to the stream, like I said, this isn't the normal way that it works, but welcome. If you are someone who is tuning in that was a listener of these that we were doing every week, welcome. We do normally do them every Tuesday starting at 12:30 Eastern right here on my Facebook page, and then also streamed onto YouTube. And normally they're posted like here and on YouTube, on our Opinacon Investments YouTube afterwards. So that's where you can find it if you're ever not able to make one while we are live. As usual, so we like to have these as interactive as we possibly can. This one's going to be mostly me just talking. So if you want to, leave a comment, if you want to get involved in the discussion, feel free to do that. Also say hi if you're here. Let us know that you're watching, because we like to know who's joined us. So yeah, like I said, this one won't be as long as we normally would do them, but I just wanted to hop on here because a lot of people are asking us what happened and where we were and what's been going on the last month and why we haven't been doing these regularly. So, and there is, so I will tell you, but it's not just to be like all this sad stuff is going on. There is a point to it as well, because there's a lot of learning that has come for us in the last month as well. So the focus for this power lunch is going to be something that I think has hit home for me for a long time, really since I was working in medicine and left my job. It's the importance of your time. And if you've ever been to a Wealth Genius boot camp that we've been working at, my final remarks are always about time. And it's something that I'll come back to a little bit later about how that kind of came about. But time is something that we can't get back. It's really, truly, like we talk about renewable and non-renewable resources, it really is the one thing that we don't know how much of it we have. We don't know when our time is going to run out. And I think that's something really important that we forget about often. I think we get so into like our day-to-day doing things that, are part of our routine, maybe things that we don't necessarily enjoy doing, but they're just what we do. And we forget about how important our time really is. So this is something for Jeff and I that has really come to light this year. And unfortunately, I think this does come to light in more, I guess, negative situations. So Jeff and I have had a lot of death within both of our families this year. It's been a very tough year for both of us. The reason that we haven't been on, and again, this isn't just to come on here and say, what's going on in our lives. It's really to come back to that importance of time and what we've realized out of all of this. But at the beginning, I guess not the beginning of the month, a couple of weeks ago, Jeff's dad passed away, and he passed away very suddenly. He was very well. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people, they hope for when they pass away, is that it is sudden. They're not sick. There's no, no time in like lengthy time in the hospital where there's a lot of like illness involved with it. But unfortunately for everybody that it leaves behind, it's really tough to cope with because there's no time to prepare for that. So his dad passed away, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. And then about 5 days after that, my grandfather passed away. So that one we were prepared for. He was sick for a long time, but it still hit our family hard because I lost both of my grandparents this year, and my grandmother passed away in a car accident. So that one was also very sudden. And I don't say this again for everybody to be like, oh, like, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's not the reason that I say this. It's more what it has brought to light for both Jeff and I. And we've talked about this a lot since my grandmother passed away suddenly, since his dad passed away so suddenly. And, even with my grandpa passing and it being expected, it's how important time really is. And, for someone like my grandmother, I only got to see her a couple times a year. And, thinking about it now, I wish maybe I had spent a little bit more time and made that effort to go to Manitoba and see her more often. And then thankfully with Jeff's dad, we did spend a lot of time with him, but there's always that wish, like, could we have spent more? Could we have said more? That kind of stuff. So we've reflected a lot with that on how important time really is. And I'm hoping that by talking about this today, it kind of brings that back to light for everybody else, because I don't necessarily want it to be that things like this have to happen in our lives for us to remember how important time is. So why I came on today was really to say to you, like, really think about how you're spending your time. And if you're doing things during your day or during your week or month, year that, aren't really aligning with what your goals are and aren't really, it doesn't feel right to you, like something is off, you're not inspired by what you're doing. Maybe you feel like you could be, your skills could be used elsewhere. Maybe there's something that you want to do that you keep putting off. Maybe there's even a family member that you want to reconnect with, but you keep putting it off, or someone you want to go visit that you haven't seen in a while. Really think about the fact that we really don't know how much time we have. So make those things a priority. Make that family member that you want to reconnect with or that you want to see more often, make that the priority. And then if you're in a job that maybe it is literally just a job and you're not feeling fulfilled by it, or you feel like something isn't aligned, like, I'm not telling you to, please don't go out and quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. If I get a bunch of messages after that are like, Dakota, I quit my job, I did it, I didn't feel aligned, like, are you proud of me? Like, please don't do that. But just reanalyze it. Like, maybe there's something in your job that you can focus on more, that you do feel more aligned with. Or maybe it does mean starting, I hate the like the side gig type idea, but maybe there's something else in your life that you can start doing that will give you that fulfillment that you're looking for. But I think it comes down to kind of reanalyzing how you're spending your time and really thinking about, is this what you want to be doing with that time? Because, as every day passes, you're not going to get that day back. That day is gone. You're moving on to your next day, your next week, your next month. And if you want to make a change, like, make that change. Don't put it off. Don't think about making the change and then it never actually happens. Like, really reanalyze what you're doing and think about, what is it that you want to be spending your time doing, and what is it at the end, like, what do you want to leave behind? What does that legacy look like for you? And I'm not like, this isn't something that you're necessarily going to figure out overnight, I don't think. And I know people stress about, like, what's my purpose? I don't think that's necessarily what you need to do and, like, go and start drawing out and figuring that out. But if you didn't have that time left, are you happy with how you spent your time? Are you happy with what you've done, what you're going to leave behind, what that legacy looks like? Or is there something that you would be doing differently? So again, I wanted to let you guys know why we disappeared for a month. We've been taking that time to heal and to really just spend that time with family. I've been spending a lot of time talking to my dad, obviously spending a lot of time helping out Jeff's mom and helping both of them heal through this process. We're definitely not done the healing yet, but we left very suddenly. So I wanted to let everybody know where we went, and then pass along that message of what we've been the searching, the soul searching that we've been doing the last couple of weeks that have come out of the unexpected events that have happened this year. So I think that's pretty much what I want to leave you with. I am hoping that we get back to our regular power lunches next week. I know we're kind of getting into the holidays, but maybe we can get a couple in before the holidays start. Obviously, that will depend on if Jeff is ready to join me on the next one. If not, maybe you'll just get me again and I'll banter along on some topic and it'll be a little bit shorter. But I hope I should have, I guess, started with some sort of like warning that this might be a triggering power lunch. But I hope that you take some of the learnings that we've had over the last couple of weeks and really the last year and apply them to what you have going on in your life right now. And hopefully that will help you find some clarity or give you a little bit of that extra push to, maybe it is making a change, maybe it's not, but at least give you that push to reanalyze what you're doing. And if there's something you've been waiting to do, give you that push forward to do it. So with that, I will leave you guys. Like I said, hopefully we'll be back next week with a full power lunch. And it was nice to be back and to see you guys here, interact with you guys. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Christian. It's just nice to be back and seeing our friends, our family, our community. You guys really are our community when it comes down to it. And that's why we wanted to make sure that you were aware of why we left and we didn't just forget about you. So have a great rest of your week. And I think either way, we'll see you next week, whether it's myself or with Jeff. But enjoy your week and feel free to message us if anything hit you and you wanted to keep the conversation going. But we'll see you next